right, so we're back with another episode of whatever this is called. I don't have a name right now, but you're here with your boy Hectic, from Hectic Desires. We're gonna be premiering on Opulus Radio, so go ahead get that app or go to your browser history and type in Opulus Radio and it'll pop up, so you'll be able to hear us 24/7. This is mostly predominantly black owned situation, so that's why I'm a part of this. So a little bit about me: I'm a photographer, videographer, talent producer in the adult industry. So I'm gonna have guests here and there that's going to be part of this industry, like we have on our panel tonight. All right, go ahead, Manfury. Go ahead and introduce yourself and give your credentials.
Yeah, Manfury. I've been in the business since probably 2014, I want to say. Primarily as someone behind the camera. I do perform in front of the camera. I call myself a stunt cock. I don't call myself actual talent because that's an actual talent.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Jordan.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Jordan, right? I've been in the game since last year. Man, getting old now, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
You're a toddler now.
oh damn, you called me a toddler. You could have given me anything. You could have given me anything. One half of the SBU with my man Hectic Desire. I've been, grateful to do what I've been doing, and here we are. Let's do this.
All right. So, Jordan, since you brought it up, go ahead and describe to them what SBU is.
Oh boy. SBU is a movement. That's where we need to start off. SBU is a movement. He told me at the beginning of this interview that, man, we might get canceled. I'm ready today. I'm ready today. No, but it's a movement. It's Scumbag University, man. And I'm not ready to let off what it means exactly yet. But when we get there, but let's put it like this: it's a clothing line, it's an entertainment company, it's all that in one. And it's a place where everyone can just, enjoy themselves and make the content that they're looking to make and not feel pressured into anything. What they say, what they say on the thing is like, this ain't, you don't want the production guy in the background dancing in your music video type stuff.
Puffy.
Oh, we bringing up Diddy in this? Okay.
Before I go on, y'all need another camera person? I'm just looking out.
You looking out? You looking out, or you asking for a fee? Hold on, brother.
Yeah. So, Manfury,
man.
go ahead. Tell them what kind of. Is that it, Jordan?
No, what you about to say? What you about to say?
Manfury, go ahead and tell them what kind of projects you got going on right now.
Right now, I don't got much going on right now. I did some stuff down in Florida at a content house. So I thought about going down that route, but I'm not really sure yet. But we'll see. But I'll be at Exotica, Jersey, and DC. So we'll see what pop off after that. And I'll probably go to AVN as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be at AVN. Jersey, 50-50 at right now. So,
yeah.
I mean,
so the reason I'm going to DC is because it's literally 45 minutes from my house. So I can't do anything.
Gotcha. No, it makes sense. Makes sense. When stuff's in my backyard, I kind of feel more obligated to go. Except for Exotica Miami, they could kiss my whole ass and not go over that. So, just being honest. So a little bit about what my show is right now in my brain. What I'm formulating is I ask a slew of questions, not a slew. I ask one question, one topic. We go ahead and do a deep dive into it. Y'all can talk as much or as little as you want. Once I feel that the conversation is dying down, I'll move on to something else. All right. So don't be scared. Don't, because most people ain't going to hear this from our industry anyways. Maybe, I don't know. But so go ahead and talk your truth. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is something that's very prevalent right now in this industry, and that's clout. How do y'all feel about clout? And what does it bring to the table? What doesn't it bring to the table? How do y'all personally feel about it? Do y'all go after talent because of clout, or what's the motivation right now?
Here's the thing about clout to me. It's, how do I say this? I think we all clout chase to a certain degree. When anybody says they never do it, I think that's a lie. but I'll look at it as numbers, on social media. People are like, oh, you got 100,000 followers. Okay, I can fuck with you. But if you only got like 10,000 followers, oh, I can't fuck with you. But what they don't understand is that just because you got all those followers does not mean that equates to actual money, conversion rate. And people don't think about that. They just think about someone's numbers and they don't understand that you can buy fans and so my thing about cloud chasing as a whole is don't do it. It's not going to, for in the long run, I don't think it's going to work out for you. Because let's say for the sake of argument that I'm not going to drop any names off the top of my head, but I got this chick who's big name, and I shoot with her, but she doesn't promote me whatsoever. It doesn't do anything for me because I'm banking that she's going to promote me to basically give me my jump off, and it's not going to happen. So I don't. Comes down to it, I don't believe in cloud chasing. I just think it's fucking dumb.
Mr. Wright?
Oh, snap. Man, I'm glad you put me on here today. Man, what I will say is Manfury is definitely 100% right with a lot of that, man. Because a lot of people don't understand that there's levels to this. And granted, I'm not going to sit here and say I don't want to be in the game for a long ass time. And a lot of people do that, the cloud chase to get to the top faster. There's people who are like, oh, who can I, quote unquote, fuck to get to the top? You know what I mean? Who can I do or what can I do to get to the top? And it's like the thing is, and you and I talked about this, off here. And it's like secondhand clout doesn't equate to sales. And it's like what you do is not going to make me like what you eat ain't gonna make me shit. That's the same thing. So it's like, you can, and you told me some stories where some people will shoot with someone that has 1,000, 500,000 followers and they go put the same video and their stuff just gets swallowed whole more than the nut that got swallowed in the scene. So it's just like, what do I even do this for? And it's like a lot of the times going off what Manfury was talking about, it's like, yo, here we are doing something where it's like you think you're going to eat, and then it's like the ones that you see it, and it doesn't matter male or female, trans, whatever you are, people look like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna get on that hectech part right there, and then next thing you know, they're mad that they're not selling and complaining online because you're going to eat regardless because you got your core fans, and it's like, yo, build you first. And a lot of people just come in and just think like, all right, if I sleep with that person, I'm going to be great. No, it don't work that way. Like it don't work that way. And then it's like when you go and they're like, man, I just wasted time in testing for no reason. So point blank, don't worry about the secondhand clout. Build your brand, build yourself up, and the rest is just going to follow. Period.
Have y'all ever had someone that you shot with that you felt like there's no way I'm about to blow, I'm about to like shoot off? You shot with them. A, it was and B, nothing like came from it. Like no residual fans, no residual sales. Like, how did y'all feel when y'all realized like it really doesn't matter who you shoot with because the fans don't even fucking know what they want?
No.
So here's how I answer that. I think a lot of it has to do with how do you market yourself and how do you sell it. So when people go, so a lot of people think that if I shoot with big so name, let's say fucking Kim Kardashian, my shit's gonna fucking sell, period. I was like, if you're not marketing it whatsoever and you're just banking off that person's name, it's not gonna work. You have to actually put some effort into the marketing portion of it. It's not just that. I mean, like one of my biggest selling scene is with a bigger woman. I didn't think it was going to do that well. It's to this day my best selling scene, period. And I didn't think anything about it. So, like you said, heck, most fans don't know what they want. Even when you ask them, "Hey, who do you want to see me shoot with? What kind of scenes you want me to do?" They're just like, just somebody hot." No. So, but I'm gonna go back to you have to be able to market your stuff, and just because it doesn't sell on let's say this platform doesn't mean it's gonna sell on this other platform. So I think a lot of times what happens is that we get wrapped up to OnlyFans, and that's the only thing they want to sell on, not realizing that there's other platforms to sell your stuff on. My biggest thing is you have to market it, period. You can't just say I shot with so and so and put out a tweet and think that's going to be it.
Right.
Absolutely. Can I go now? My
Yeah.
turn. Okay, I just didn't know because your face popped up. I'm still old. I'm all old, man. Fury, so I wasn't sure. No, man. I will say, without throwing names out there, I shot with a contract star for a major company, and that's not didn't sell off the shelf at all. And I had award-winning camera work on that, and it's like the thing is, it's really not what it's really about what your target audience is, what it is, what your fan base is, and what you're building. So you're building a brand, and you go like, oh, you know what? Well, this person has a shit ton of followers, but I'm going to go this way because this person, is different because they're just like famous. It doesn't work that way. So
Right.
like you learn that is like you could still do different things just because you want to. It's your brand. That's the best thing about this industry. Is like you control your narrative. So if you want to go and literally do a skateboard trick later tonight on something, it's your content. It is what it is. You do whatever the hell you want. But it's like, just to answer the question, I legit, didn't sell that though on that video. But then I sold something that was like, I just targeted the name right. I put the right trailer out. I put everything out that made sense that I know my fans were engaged for. And it's like, now it's the top seller and it's always going to sell. It doesn't matter. And I haven't changed the price since I started. And I'm not going to because it still eats. And it wasn't like anything like too crazy, but it's just I started figuring out what my audience was. I started knowing what works. But it doesn't mean you can't branch out. But it's like you can't just assume because of a name and a person that your stuff's just going to go like that.
Right.
And I think that's honestly a lot of the reasons. Like, and I'm gonna stop here because it's like I might get into something deeper. It's like it's why a lot of these cats are predatory. I'm like, bro, y'all some. Never mind. Go ahead, Tech.
Nah, and I want y'all to talk freely. You see what I'm saying? If we get in the bag, I don't want you to feel like you have to stop because we getting in too deep. Talk that shit. But I can even piggyback off of what both of you said. I've shot with girls that certifiable tens. That shit don't move. But I shoot with people that I'm like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
right.
off the shelf. So that's why I know for a fact, like a lot of people, don't know what they're doing. B, are so convinced and use certain terminologies like they know what's going on, but they really have no idea because some of us been in the game for 5+ years and we still don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Facts.
And that's just facts. We don't know truly what our fans going to want to see, not see. I put up a scene today and that shit's already popping off the shelf and I thought it was mad at best.
Right. Yeah.
What was it?
It was a cut queen scene.
Oh, that's a dope joint though. Like it's different.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people are like, okay.
So I often hear girls be like, my brand. But if you've been in less than 2-3 years, you don't even understand what your brand is.
You still don't know. No, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
And we talk about brand, heck, like for me, like, because I've lost a lot of weight in the last 2 years. And my fucking DMs were full of motherfuckers about, I can't believe you lost this amount of weight. You didn't do it for the big guys. I was like, first of all, nigga, I got cancer. What the fuck you want me to do? Right? I was like that, and I said, and that I made sure that everybody knew that shit. I said, and after that, I was like, I guess I'll start going to the gym again. But like you said, talking about branding, and all of a sudden, I was like, oh, I didn't realize they were fucking with me because I look like them.
Yeah. So Jordan, you brought up the whole predatory movement. So I've seen where people will skim over people who got legitimate work, who has a catalog, who has a portfolio, to go and fuck with Slim Dick 99 because he got 150,000 followers, but no one knows him. He doesn't show his face. It's all POV. It's nothing tangible. It's not even no links. There's no links to his shit. But girls are shooting off, going to work with him by the drone. Speak on that.
Bro, to me, man, when I see that stuff, bro, it's just really about, it goes back to the first topic, it's clout chasing. They see a couple people with this person and see these numbers online and instantly think that could be me. And it's like the thing is, people like this ain't getting canceled or kicked out the damn game. It's because they have such a following that people are scared. And a lot of the times these women are afraid because like, oh, I'm going to look problematic. And it's the ones that are problematic are the ones that need to be out the game. They're not the ones actually the ones that are that crying wolf. The ones that are crying wolf are the ones that need to be out. But the ones that are actually shit happening to them, that's the ones that literally need to be like held accountable. And that basically, man, you think about it, bro. Like y'all been in this game longer than me. You see how some of these cats move. You see how some of these dudes do, and like you'd be sitting like, how did that woman get a black eye? How did this person have this many charges on them? This person did that, and y'all still letting them shoot or doing something crazy. Like you're like, damn, like y'all ain't being responsible. But it's like they see a body type, they see a name, they see a number, and think that can be me. And like again, we're already in a position where morals don't really factor, but it's like have some type of integrity. But a lot of these people don't even know how to spell integrity. So it's like, what do you expect? You know, and you said I can be open. I'm glad we got this phone because I'm gonna let loose now. I'm gonna let loose. So it's just
most
like
definitely.
you see this, you see the lack of integrity, the lack of intelligence. I'm sounding like Kurt Angle, you know, and it's like, damn, like you don't got the three eyes. So it's like, yo, what are you even on? Because you see, you know what they think they see dollar signs, they see photos, they see things. It's like, you know, I'm not going to throw any names out for this particular, but you could see somebody that has great lighting on someone that makes this girl that maybe a solid 6.5, a 10 because they have a good photo of their ass or something. And the next thing you know, that guy's either slipping on some type of pill or doing some type of predatory stuff or doing things where they're trying to gaslight these people. And the next thing you know, they're putting on a whole ass scene and stuff like that and definitely taking away from your brand. And it's like, yo, y'all allow this to happen. And it's like, just stand up. Because we know what we hear the streets. The streets talk. We'll know what's going on. Bring up the facts. Don't be afraid to speak on your truth. And that way, a lot of these people will be out this game. And it's just like, yo, why not take advantage of this person? Why not take advantage of this person? This person don't know about testing. This person doesn't know about how the costs are or residuals, return on investment. So it's like, why not? And it's a dog eat dog world, and that's the fucked up part about it. But at the end of the day, you can't do anything when someone just like, well, it's okay. He sent me a nice photo in my DMs. It's okay. He seems safe. And then next thing you know, that safe guy is on a list, but no one wants to cancel him or get them out the game.
Manfury?
Oh, Jordan spoke on it. It's nothing. I don't like piggyback without nothing to say. He said it all.
All right. So the next part I want to, because I don't know, y'all set me up. Y'all doing these segues. How do y'all feel about these predatorial boyfriends, husbands?
Quick question though. Manfury, let me ask him something. Is this on live anywhere else, or this is just here? Like
this is here right here.
I know you were doing something the other day.
No, this is just here.
Okay, gotcha. Because I was about to say, like, let's bring the people in. But go ahead, Manfury. My bad.
So Tech, I think your question's kind of not the right question to ask. Because here's my thing: I don't know if someone's predatory or not off the rip. I don't know.
Okay.
Right, literally, I don't know. So my theme becomes. So back in my day, it was called suitcase pimp, right? It was like you're a suitcase pimp, but like Hex shot with me when I was with somebody, but that wasn't me. You know, hey, I'm trying to shoot, but people have that reputation of other people, so they put that on every guy who has a girl in the industry. And so I think so. I'm saying I think your question needs to be a little bit more.
So let me
direct.
Let me rephrase or try to rephrase or explain.
Okay.
What I mean by the suitcase pimps, the predatorial husbands or boyfriends are the ones that know they have a certifiable talent, right? They know their girl's bad. So no one can shoot with their girl by themselves. Like no one of us couldn't hit their girl up to shoot with them, right? Mm-hmm. It's always have to be the dude has to be involved, right? However, he uses her name to pull in other females or uses her to put in other females for him to also enjoy the fruits of their labor.
So I think that's a twofold answer. I think one, that to me, it's bullshit that anybody does that. But the other person that allows that to happen is co-signing that shit. So when we sit there and say that the suitcase pimp, whatever, and we're sitting there, da da da, I'm like, well, that person co-signed on that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're not talking about. I'm not sure this person. Sure, that person literally said, "I'm fine with this," and that's my issue. You know, it's like we're gonna hold that person accountable. We need to hold them both accountable and be like, "Hey, why are you letting your woman or your man do this?" And I just think that's kind of bullshit. So it's like the stuff that I used to run into was, she can't shoot with you, but I can shoot with your girl, and I was like, well, first of all, I'm not going to tell you if my girl can shoot with you or not because that's not my
She
place to
gotta tell you,
say.
right?
She gotta tell you. But once you tell that to me, I'm good, bro. I don't need to fuck with you. If other people fuck with you, that's fine. You go. I'll let you go do your thing, but I don't need to fuck with you. You know,
Yeah.
because I think that's kind of bullshit.
100, and I've ran across a lot of them dudes be like, nah, well, you can't do this scene with my girl, but I see you with someone. How about either all four of us do something, or my girl does something with this girl? And it's
Right.
like, nah, that doesn't work for me. You know, like I said, not that I could speak for my significant other, you know, whatever the case
Right.
may be, because ultimately it's their decision at the end of the day who they want to work with. However, when I tend to explain things, people start to be like, you know, you got a point right there. You know what I mean?
But
That's how is that good for anybody if only
my,
one side's benefiting?
my other thing too is like I look at this. This is whether we're having sex or not. I always tell people this is on camera sex. It is not the same. It's for me. It's literally not the same. It's on camera sex, and if you can pull it off by having enjoying yourself, like truly enjoying yourself, hey, more power to you. But I'm like, it's on camera sex, bro. I was
Right.
like,
Right.
you know,
I'm not trying to bang a chick out and look over at you and be like, yeah, she gonna be
yeah,
mine now. Like, no,
right, right,
I'm gonna do my thing, either get paid or wrap this shit up or
right.
we transfer data and then I'm out.
I'm out. Right.
Like I said, he's hired me to do a scene and we came, did the shit, dapped it up, talked a little bit. Oh, no, gone.
Right.
Gone.
Dang,
It's that
dang.
easy.
Yeah,
It's really that easy. Jordan?
bro. I mean, y'all brothers are spot on, man. For me, when I see it, it's like, and I made a post months ago. I think you remember this. And I made a post and I said, let's be honest. When you're in this game, and this is kind of going a little off topic, but it's the kind of similar in the same realm. I said, be honest. Would you be able to pull this person in real life if you didn't have that that bargaining chip right there? And a lot of these talents, female talents, name talents, like people that weren't even following me were like, hell no. Hell no. It's because of it was because of the females, because of this, it's because of the word of the company was doing. So it's like you be seeing these cats, man. Some of these dudes be looking dirty as hell, dingy as hell. Can't keep the stuff just falls down like this. Can't even like, you know what I mean? Need about like 10 interject 10 of those shots, man. Like just to keep this shit on. It's like, bro, like what are you even here for? Like, bro, it's like, come on, man. It's like keep that shit in the lifestyle. Go to the swinger party for all that. And we don't got time for that. And a lot of these people want to interject and try to be more important because they had this bargaining chip. I mean, well, my situation's a little different because we move on our own horn. Now, the thing is, when you look at these other situations, it's like you wouldn't even be around if you didn't have a fine honey on your arm. So let's make that clear. And it's like there's a reason why they're asking for it. And some people just settle. It's like, well, you know what? I guess I can do you because they think, oh, this is content. This is just something I can just use later. It's kind of like having something in your back pocket. You know, if plan A don't work, plan B's still there. And it's like a lot of these chicks think that way because they're not really thinking with this that well. They're thinking about something else. So I just say all that to say, man, these dudes are fucking cornballs. And it's like they need to be out of here too. Like it's just cornball shit. And it's like you sit back and be like, bro, like what value do you hold besides standing there in the way? Like you do nothing. You're literally like a scarecrow with no
No,
feelings.
bro.
There's
I
no
carry
point
the
of you.
suitcase. I carry the suitcase.
Good job, buddy. Good job. You know what? We can
I call
hire
them purse man. Yeah,
bro.
they be carrying the purse and all that.
You
Yeah,
need
yeah,
this,
yeah.
honey? You need
Yeah,
this,
right,
honey?
right.
Like, bro,
Right.
no, I'm good off of that. And it's like, hear me out. And there's definitely a couple of these dudes that are in here that are cool. Like they're definitely cool as hell, but they know their role. They know their place. They're not dancing in the background of the music video. And then that's where it goes down.
No,
to.
100%.
Yeah.
I remember I had a scene. This was probably my first Exotica jersey, and a wife approached me. Her and her girlfriend, not her girlfriend, but friends. We started vibing. We started making out. She goes to her husband, and she's like, "Hey, we about to go to the room." And this was the dopest shit he ever said. Right? He said, "Are you going to play, or we film it?" So it was so crazy because I'm so innocent. I'm still fairly new, right?
Okay.
All 6 eyes look at me for the confirmation of what we're gonna do, and I was like,
"What you do? What you do? Tell the audience."
I was like, film, and they're like,
"You cop out," and I'm just kidding.
And they were like, okay. The husband came up, set up the shit, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, this and that and the third, started rolling. Me and the girls started doing what we needed to do. I miss those husbands.
Yeah. Not to interrupt you, Heck, but when you said film, to me, that's the right thing to say. It's like, hey, I'm at Exotica, I'm working. It's the right thing to say is film.
Right. No, 100%. And at this time, I had a strict, if we ain't filming, I ain't fucking.
Makes sense.
So, but I miss those husbands. I miss those husbands that either got the fuck out the way or was like, hey, this is my role in this whole dynamics. Y'all could do what y'all want to do, but
I am the camera person, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what you need. Like, and those ones are gone now. They want to be the talent too. And it's like, bro, what are you doing? Like, there's a reason why if you were supposed to be the talent, you would have been the first one out here by now. Like, it wouldn't be her. Right. And it's like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm cool with like however people want to move, but it's like that's not how I want to move. You know what I mean? Don't interject what we're trying to do. Like, she reached out to me, but half the times it might have been them reaching out. You just never know.
I had one of those situations where I approached the girl afterwards. I'm like, hey, you remember we were talking to DMs? And she's like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, I don't even know who you are. And I'm like, what? That's when I realized this dude was keyboard typing this whole time.
But to me, that tells me that they don't have a working relationship, saying, hey, I'm doing all this and not informing her, hey, this is what happened. Make sure you read your DM, or tell the dude that you're talking to, hey, I am not so-and-so. This is the husband. Right. I'm like, to me, when people move because I had just like you, Heck, I've had the whole gamut of who I'm talking to. And I'm just like, you should have said that from the start. I don't care. Just say, hey.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I don't give a fuck. Just let me know so I'm not, you know what I mean? Because now it's weird, right? Because now if this person's flirting back with you and you kind of, because sometimes we try to build that little chemistry. Now I'll be like, yo, for real? Like, we went through, like, for real? Like, this is what we did?
Yeah.
So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and play some music real quick and get on to the next segment right here with this great, amazing show. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but you can catch us on Opulus Radio. If you can't find Opulus Radio, then go ahead and go to your local browser, whatever the case may be, and just type it in and pop up. We're going to have shows on there 24/7. My show, All on the Table. We're going to have a bunch of shows on there, plus your latest, greatest hits and, stuff of that nature. So, yeah. So, Jordan, I told you it ain't too bad, right? You got to trust me. You got to trust me.
It's hard to trust you. It's hard to trust you. I can't trust
me.
Last time
he was stressing for like 2 days now. Like, what are we going to talk about? I was like, you'll see.
I'm a planner, man. I'm always like I'm like Batman, dog. Like, I'm like 3 steps ahead of everyone.
See, Heck, you talk like us with the military people, like, what we doing? Okay.
Facts. Facto. You gotta be loosey-goosey with it.
Yeah, it's like, what time? Spot time? Okay.
All right. So, Manfury, this question is specifically for you. Jordan, you could chime in, whatever the case may be. But this one is specific to Manfury. Ish. Do you feel pulling your dick out devalues your brand as a videographer, photographer?
Long answer, yes. Long
Go ahead
answer
and
is yes.
elaborate.
Because people start to assume because you perform on camera, that's what you're going to do every time you're hired to do something, that you're going to whip your fucking dick out. And I'm like, no, I'm not. There's been many a times I've been shooting people and they're like, oh, you're not going to, I said, you hired me to shoot you. What the fuck do you mean? So I do think in the long run, it does devalue. Unfortunately, it does because people, for some reason, can't separate two things. There's a
Or
contest
three
house
things.
yeah, there's a contest house I was hired at a couple of years ago, and they were like, "So you're not going to shoot?" I said, "You're hiring me to shoot you." No, I don't want to shoot. I was like, "No, I don't." So, like I said, it does devalue it in the long run. And that's only because we as human beings do that shit to each other. We think that if someone does this, they can only do this one thing, and that is it. You can't do anything else. And I think that's a disservice to us is that in the long run, if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't pull my dick out.
Bro, I remember I had a couple of photographers and videographers from the vanilla sectors like, man, put me in, coach. And I'm looking at their work. I mean, phenomenal, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I could put you in. And they were like, yeah, I just, I want to, start getting scenes with this person. I was like, pump your brakes. I was like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Once you pull your dick out, they are no longer going to pay you, especially for photography. Once that dick comes out, it is over.
A wrap. Yep.
It's over. You're going to be pulling teeth for people to actually pay you now for your phenomenal work. And as much as the other side want to say, they walk in this prestige, we're better than, and we don't do this and we don't do that. Once they know that you're giving up dick for work, they're gonna give you pussy. It's easy for them. Oh, that's all you need? Cool.
I've gotten heck. I mean, you bring up stuff like 4 or 5 years ago. I was in Vegas and a couple of talents. They're like, "Well, I'll suck your dick, Manfury." I was like, for me to shoot, I looked at him, I said, "No." I said, "First of all, you don't know who I am." I said, "I was in the military. I was a professional hoe. Do you understand that? Having sex is not going to do anything for me." I said, "Two, if I do this, that means now I have to cut, edit, do trailers, and promote this shit. No, just pay me my money, and you can have all the content you want. But no, you're not going to pay me in sex."
And like, I mean, me and you talked recently, Manfury.
Yeah.
I don't mind doing trade for my services. However, there's still a clear line of separation when I do. It's like, okay, I did this for you. I need this from you.
Right.
Clear line of separation.
So
No mixing and mingling, because I think that's where a lot of it gets fucked up. Is they're supposed to pay you, but it's crazy. It's gonna be a typical scene. Oops, I don't have any money, but I could suck your dick. And the dude's like, cool, okay. I mean,
heck, this is how I tell dudes. I said, "This is how I look at it. Are you gonna call up Fannie Mae? Yo, I got this fucking bomb ass head game for so and so. Will that suffice for my mortgage this month?" The answer is no.
no, right,
It's not.
right.
You know, I think the thing for me is like I said before, being in the military before, and most military men are hoes, so it becomes it's just sex, bro. I'm sorry. I've had so much sex. No, just no. I love sex as much as the next dude, but no.
I had a for y'all that don't know, both me and Manfury were in the service. So I'm gonna tell a military story. I remember I had this staff sergeant. I would throw my little house parties. He would come up, party, whoop-de-whoop, go home. And I remember one day someone invited him to their party. He was like, "No, I'm not going." And they're like, "Why?" He's like, "I don't commingle with, lower enlisted." And when he said it, I'm like right there. And now, mind you, I'm probably private third class, maybe especially this time. So I'm like, so I waited because I know how to do stuff, right? So I waited till the other person left. I'm like, Sarge, hold up, you just lied the fuck to this person because you done been at many of my parties, brought bottles over and all. So like the fuck? And he was like, of course he addressed me by my last name. He was like, "Hey, specialist, you know what's different from you than a lot of other soldiers?" He's like, "I could go to your party. We could cut the shit. I could drop my rank. You could call me by my first name. We could hang out. We could do all this stuff. But come 0530 Monday morning, you're going to be like, yes, sergeant, no, sergeant. And no one's going to know that we just had this long weekend of partying."
Mm-hmm.
Clear separation. And there's a lot of people that, like you said, Manfury, don't. Like, once you do it, in their mind, that's what you're going to accept all the time for payment.
Yeah.
And they got you now.
100%. Jordan, you started off as talent, but hearing this, what is your thoughts on it?
I think a lot of the cats that it goes back to the predatorial thing. And I think it messes up the game for guys like you.
But in this situation, who's the predator? Who's the predator?
It depends on who initiates it, though. I think if I'm a female, if I can get away with not paying money and I'm already using my vagina for something else, why not use it for you too? It's like at the end of the day, pussy runs the world. And the thing is, as men, it's like, and you and I talked about this before, and Manfury, I'll let you in. Like, yo, like, pussy runs the world, right? But it's like, it doesn't have to run you. And it's like a lot of these cats can't say no to vagina. And it's like, you can tell who's been in this industry who's never actually like got a good looking chick to fuck them. So now the fact that there's a girl with big fake tits that are basically still a 7 in some cities and in a Cali 4, but they have big tits.
What we were calling people, we were like, this is a Miami 10, but this is a Pittsburgh 3.
Yeah.
Not to interrupt.
The other way around.
When we're deployed. Desert Queens. The Desert Queen.
100%. You'd be like, damn, you smell good. Like,
bro, and that's the thing. And it's like, yo, you be sitting there like, damn, you can tell this motherfucker is depressed for pussy. And it's like, and that messes up the whole game because if they could just easily like, nah, just pay me, then the females wouldn't even try. And they could try. They're like, damn, that didn't work.
No, Jordan, they will.
No, so I'm saying like they will still try, but they'll be more reluctant to do so. They're just gonna be like, damn, okay, that didn't work on him. So like, for example, if they tried it on you and it didn't work, and they know that you're the same camera and be cool with tech, they're gonna be like, well, he's cool with him, so he ain't gonna probably work.
No, so that's crazy enough, right? They don't think people talk. They don't think me and Manfury personally have each other's number. They don't. You see what I'm saying? So because
they're not doing their homework.
They're pulling on Manfury, hoping. Well, they're just ignorant to the fact that he ain't gonna say nothing unless I come and be like, "Hey, Manfury, hey, such and such, did she?" And he be like, "Yo, she did it to you too." You see what I'm saying? That's how this whole thing works. They think the industry, which it is, right? The industry is huge. However, it's really small in the same sense.
Bro, it's 6 degrees of separation, man.
I told you I could be Kevin Bacon.
I know.
I got at least 6 separations to me.
I know.
From anybody.
It's the shit. I'm like, how you know that? I'm like, I just found out. I'm like, you like the Adam Schefter of the business. You know, like, damn, hey, this person just got traded to Hussey Models. Like, wait, how'd you find out I got to get to the whole other team? How'd you find out? Like, Tech already know before they already know. Like, damn, like, I didn't even say it.
See, if I was in the NBA, I wouldn't know Dame was getting traded to the,
the Bucks.
You'd be like, Dame, so what number you getting? Dame, like, what?
Yo,
still staying with 0, bro?
Right.
Yo, heck, do you get this when you're on set? Sometimes the talent just starts talking like you're not there.
Yes.
And I'm like,
because good cameramen, we get in there, we're not talking a lot. We're like, hey, okay, we're looking at the ceiling lights. You see what I'm saying? We're looking at so much other shit. So people tend to forget we're even fucking there.
And they just a couple of times I had to tell people, I say, hey, I'm not gonna go run my mouth, but hey, you don't know me from anybody.
You shouldn't be saying
you might not say this.
Shouldn't be saying that shit.
And two, I have a camera. You have no idea.
You might hit the button.
This.
Oh, got him.
100%. 100%.
That's the wildest shit for me. It's like,
and you hear the wildest shit. You be like, y'all are okay just talking like this openly? Like, okay. I told you, I don't think Manfury knows, but even when I met Go-Go, I didn't talk to Go-Go for the first hour. What's there to talk about? Hey, what outfit you gonna wear? That's it? I don't like this one. I like this one instead. Cool. That's good. Okay.
Yeah, usually my conversations, can I get you in front of the camera? I got to test lighting. I got to look at my histogram. Okay, thank you.
100%. Oh, where we gonna shoot at? This way? Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I gotta see if these practicals are gonna work.
Yeah. 100%. Or they'd be like, yeah, let's shoot here. That's not aesthetically pleasing. That's not gonna look right. That's how most cameramen, most professionals, because guess what? Especially once we've been in the industry for quite some time, 10 women could walk around booty naked and it doesn't even faze us. We're like,
that's facts.
Oh, hey ladies, what y'all gonna put on? Oh, all right, I need y'all to go ahead and get ready.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Manfury, so by that happening, how do you correct that, or what would be your way to try to correct that behavior?
Which behavior?
The once you pull your dick out behavior.
Like I said, unfortunately, since people are narrow-minded, there's no way to correct that behavior unless people start saying, hey, I can separate these things. And people can't. It's like, because even now when people hit me up, they're like, oh, I see you take photos. So yeah. And I'm taking photos. Oh, are you talent too? I'm like, yeah, but I'm not here for that. Because I try to keep it separate as much as possible. It's like, I don't want that, hey, I'm here to film you unless you hire me. Hey, Lenny, let's just say my fucking name. Hey, Fury, we want you to shoot some stuff, but we also want you to be in the film. I'm like, oh, okay,
Right. No, I had the last event. I had a couple girls like, you pulling your dick out this time? I'm like, nah, I'm paid to film it. And I had where I'm going to another event coming up, and they're like, you pulling your dick out this time? You gonna shoot this time? And I'm like, not for the event, but I will be in the area.
Right.
So already distinguishing two separate things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Two separate things.
And the reason why I try to distinguish that, sometimes it's hard to, is because I want to get paid.
That's the name of the game.
I want to get paid. It's like
not paid in vagina, paid in money.
Right. Because I think Heck and I was talking about this. I was talking to a female. I was like, look, my new camera costs $4,000. That's no lights. That's no lens.
Jordan already knows. Jordan talked me out of buying it. Jordan talked me out of buying it, by the way.
We're still on this? We're still on this.
Jordan taught me out of buying that.
And which is good. But here's part of that. Not to go over a different camera. I bought mine because I shot a real estate shoot a couple of weeks ago. I'm shooting a wedding next month. So I'm trying to do, other things with it. So to me, it wasn't just about this, what we're doing. I was like, hey, you know what? I need to expand, and this is going to, But even with that, even with the Z6 II, it's still $22,000 when it came out. If I use a top of the line lens that I want to use, that's another $1,200. Like I said, haven't gotten the lights. And so I start breaking it down to these people. I'm like, look, and then you want me to edit? You know, like Jordan, because Jordan hit me up and I said, hey, you know, and I was being honest. I said, I don't want to put you out because it's going to cost too much because I'm not in your area to fly me out to do all these things. And I said to him, I don't think it's really worth it, you know, to do that. Like now, Jordan and I weren't, I can't say we're friends because I haven't known you that long. I wouldn't, you know, I would have said, hey, this is my rate, boom, 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 in the story. I said, I don't think you
really
should.
cut. It's really cut. Oh, I don't know you. This is what you got to pay me.
Right. And I was like, hey, I don't think it's going to be cost effective to hire me because I said, I don't think it is. You know, I don't know if you remember that conversation, Jordan, but I was like,
no, you're good. No, I never thought anything different of it. It's just like, hey, here's what was like time crunch. I need this and that. It was like, what is your rate? And you know, when they saw the numbers, I was like, hey, I was never coming officially out of pocket myself anyway. It's going to be a collective. So it's like all of us were going to pay you that.
Right.
So it's like, but the thing is, I know what you're saying here, though. It's like, and that's the best way. And I can't speak because I'm not in the same shoes as you guys. But it's like, y'all gotta eat. That's the reality of it. And the thing is, what's taking food out of y'all mouths is the guys that rather shoot 1,000 scenes and get paid in vagina. That's just the reality of it. That takes money away from the guys who actually need this to not even need this, but that's just how they eat. This is how they eat. This is what they take pride in their work. And then you separate. And I was going to ask this question, but you guys kind of answered it, Tech, when you was like, "I'm shooting this event, but I'll be down at the DoubleTree later." Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like you're thinking, hey, I still want to get paid, but I also still want to create on my own time. Yeah. But I'm not trying to dabble in this. That's a lot of times. And like I say this like jokingly, but at the same time seriously, when I see like people do shit like that, I'm like, man, like you fucked the help. You know what I mean? Like girls will do this, like, yo, like this person is meant for here, and you're letting them become part of what you are in because they have a camera. And it's like, y'all fucking the help. Like, and it's like there's levels to it. There's like, if you're going to be a cameraman, be a cameraman. If you're going to be a creator, be a creator, but don't do both at the same time. I think that's where it gets, and it's like, it just goes on both ends. It's like both sides are at fault to allowing things to happen. Oh, he was very unprofessional. Well, you're the one that was grabbing on his dick in mid-scene. That's your fault. What did you expect?
So I'm gonna tell a story. I'm gonna tell a story, and it's so the girl's facing me, right? Getting fucked. She's on her back.
Okay.
The dude's digging in. So the dude's not even paying attention. As she's reaching back, she is stroking my dick at the same time.
Holy shit. That's crazy.
And so here's the thing, like, this is where I tell people you're in a bad spot because you're filming and you don't want to say stop because it fucks up the scene.
It's going to cut it. It's going to mess it up.
And then it's, you're like, what the fuck do I do right now?
Put you in a bad spot.
So a lot of times when women be like, men are unprofessional, I'm not going to lie. I've come across more unprofessional women than I have men. Professionalism, when women are normally talking about it, is because they didn't get something that they wanted out of the situation.
You better stop it. They'll cancel your ass.
You get canceled.
I'm just being honest. When they talk about being professional, it's always when they didn't get something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And us men, if I heard it best one time, someone's like, well, if a man complains about women touching his dick, is the man really upset that a woman's grabbing his dick? I'm like, of course not, right? However, if we're going to call a spade,
if the situation were reversed,
it'd be, if I just ran up to a girl and just grabbed her by the pussy, it'd be a whole issue. So,
I mean, I think that you're speaking on that. This is why I try to tell people. I said, look, I think we as people are fucked up. So I hate when we go, men are worse or women are worse. I'm like you. Like, I was in the military. People. I saw the whole gamut of everything. And I'm like, you know what? People are fucked up.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. And like you said, though, heck, if I'm not getting my way, that's when all of a sudden it's an issue. It's a problem.
Right. And I'm like 100%. 100%. I rarely hear guys use unprofessionalism when they don't get their way. And most guys for the most part, we just suck it up and keep it moving. We learn whatever lesson we need to learn and just move on from it.
But like you said, though, if a guy complains about it, no one's going to give a shit.
Bro, I remember I sent. Damn, now we're going on a whole different thing now. That's why. That's what I want us to be able to have these conversations because and not being so stringent. I had a guy who, let's say, he was kidnapped by a female, could not leave the whole nine. I told him to hit up this specific organization because they're supposed to be a union and supposed to protect us. And they brushed him to the side. Brushed him to the side. Now, what if this dude would have been so distraught, took his life, and then they would be like, oh, he should have reached out. Well, he did reach out. But because he was a man and because he doesn't have a huge following, y'all just brushed him to the side. And it was at that moment that I realized a lot of these advocates are truly not advocates for the betterment of the industry. They're advocates because this helps me maneuver in this industry a certain way, and it comes with a certain prestige that I can now use whenever I want to.
Right.
You know, let's just be honest. Like, there's a lot of advocates that just you'd be like, what are you advocating for? You can't listen. And that's the thing. Even in the civilian world, I've never seen an advocate who's an advocate for everything.
Everyone.
They normally pick a specific thing, and that's what they're advocating for.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I agree with that.
And every time I see these advocates, it's on to the next thing, on to the next thing, but you never fix the original issue. You never fix the main thing that happened because that's no longer relevant or that's no longer trending, and they just moved on to the next trending things.
Do you think, or Jordan, do you think that's because it's messy and people don't like messy when it comes to certain things like that? You know,
so,
what I mean by messy is that it's nothing black and white. It's always what's the situation, how it come to be, and if it's not clear cut, they don't want to fuck with it.
I'll say this without like talking about my past. I mean, Manfury, you and I can always talk offline. Heck knows about like shit that I do outside of this. But what it really comes down to is where their funding is and how the things are set up. And what I mean by that is you have to come up with some type of clear-cut plan and some type of like thing that has to be directed. This is why we're going directly to here. So it's like you can't just have a blanket statement that, hey, we want to save everyone. It has to be, we want to save women.
That's a big mission statement.
Exactly. So it has to make sense. So it's like you can't have that like across the board because the moment you do that, you don't have a smart plan. And these plans are called smart. And people that are understand that the smart word stands for something. So it has to make sense, right? So when these people are doing this, like you can't be like, all right, I want to save women that enjoy playing with kittens, right? You gotta make sure that it's literally women and kittens are safe for united. I don't know, just coming up with something. And it's like, well, you know, we can say that we're men friendly, but we may not have anything for you. But we'll try to see. And it's like, it's kind of messed up. It's like, there ain't much you can do, but I mean, it is what it is.
So to answer your question, Manfury, I don't think it's messy. This goes back to our beginning conversation, clout, right? I've started learning and start seeing that now it's no longer good to have just regular clout because regular clout fizzles too quickly.
Yep.
The best clout is drama clout.
Stop it.
When there's drama clout, that shit could last a whole fucking week.
See, so my problem with that is
my
that
March was pretty good.
People bake off of that, and that shit just irks the fuck out of me.
Look at the civilians, podcasters or whoever that be like, OnlyFans girls can't get married because no one wants to marry them, and you see all these relevant porn girls. Oh, who said we can't get married? Who said?
And I'm like, you're feeding the machine. You're feeding the machine.
Easy money. Easy money.
100%. And they mute it and they move on because guess what? Their engagement is through the fucking roof at that point.
What's the old newspaper adage? If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah.
So like since I've been in this industry, I used to tell people, I said, why are you arguing? It doesn't matter if you're telling the truth or not. No one cares about the truth. They do fucking not. They don't care.
My saying is no one cares about the truth, just who told it first.
Yep. He got the story out first, what you said.
And no one cares. So me sitting up here be like, no, this is not what happened. I'm going to show you my receipts. As long as I know I ain't do something egregious and something that harms someone else or whatever the case may be, because you know what, in the big scope of things, no one can cancel because I signed my own fucking checks.
Right.
Nope, not at all. They only cancel within the people that they can reach.
100%.
And it's like, depending on what it is, I mean, out of the 90,000 people are in this, it's like, you know, some of them have maybe a part of a brain. So, like, not all of them are in a herd mentality. So, you know, yeah, it is what it is.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and pause and take another break. We're going to come back with two bangers right now. Check us out here at Opulus Radio. I don't know what to call this show yet. But, you know, we're rocking out. I have, you know, my Manfury and Jordan Wright on the ones and twos. I don't know why I just said that. I don't know. I just felt like that needed to be said. So you can check out this show on Opulus Radio. If you can't find the app, then you go ahead and into your browser history, type it in, Opulus Radio, pop up. You'll see not only my show, but also others, which we're going to be launching pretty soon. That's why I'm going ahead and stockpiling the shows now. So once we launch, I have enough material out there. So are y'all ready for the next topic?
Let's go.
Now, this one is a very touchy one. Not for men, but for a lot of women. How do you price yourself? How do you come up with the rates that you come up with? What do you feel is the qualifications for said rates? What are the requirements, practices, thoughts, all that goes into properly pricing yourself?
Full disclosure, I have an MBA. So my biggest thing is always ROI, is return on investment. So when people start pricing themselves, this is what I tell people. You can say what you're worth all you want. If no one's going to pay you that, you're not worth that. That's what it comes down to. So how I price myself is I look at my time, my equipment, and that's what I look at, my time and my equipment. How much does it cost me? How much do I need to make from this in order to, you know, for me to go walk out the door? How much, you know, what's that going to do for me? If I walk out the door and I'm just breaking even, just no point. I can stay home. So most people know I'm retired from the military. So it's like, I don't need it in that aspect. Like, this is not going to make or break me. So I think I'm a little different boat than most people because I'm not depending on this to do my thing. You know, I think if I was to depend on it, it'd be a little different. I might be a little hungrier. I might, you know, do a little more things differently. But my biggest thing is I need a big return on investment. So if someone's going to hire me to do something, it's, you know, it can't be just 0.5x. You know, I'm like, that doesn't do anything for me. You know, what's the point? You know, I spent that on eating food or whatever. And it's like, oh, I just watched this and it's not. So like I said, my biggest thing is my time and my equipment. That's how I try to price my stuff.
What about as far as talent? Like if someone was to book you as a talent?
So usually for that, I've always done trade. And this is where this is my thing. Gotta know your lane, right? That's my thing. Is like Manfury don't got no 10 fucking inch cock or anything like that. So it's like, hey, I'm a regular looking dude, and a nice size cock. So it's usually trade. But if someone was to actually book me, I already know what the thing is. I've been in this game for a long time. It's like shit. Most men are getting paid between $100 and $400, and that is it. Unless you're a top male talent. So like doing this is always even trade. Or like when I first started this, I used to do exclusive trade, meaning that I'll shoot a scene for you, you shoot a scene for me, so that way I am not in competition of when you release the scene, that you sell it for. I know a lot of people don't like exclusive trade, but my thing is I want to release a scene when I feel like it and not be undercut by you.
Yeah, 100%. No, I get that. Mr. Wright.
So, from your question though, Tech, I'm curious. Are you asking in regards to pricing? And Manfury, that was really eloquently explained. But are we talking about female talent, or are we talking about ourselves?
In general, just in
I'll
general.
talk about myself.
He was talking about himself, but like in general, like how would you gauge? Like Manfury almost said, this equals this plus this multiplied by this equals this. Like, what are those things? What are those components to you when you're pricing yourself out, or you're hearing some of the rates that some people are putting out there?
I think going off of that, is one of the things. Is the fact that people are coming in here with no credentials at all and say, "I'm worth this." Why? Why are you worth that? What have you shown? Like, what have you done as a newer talent that makes you worth XYZ? Now, there's levels, and this is like the best thing about it when you're in this industry is like you can talk your own shit as long as you can back it up. And we've seen some of these talents talk this shit and not back it up. Like male talents that just go, you know. You got some of the female talents that just like have bad attitudes or stuff like that. And it's like, why would I want to pay you for you to just be an asshole on set? So I think like for me personally, like I know what I bring to the table as a talent. Like anyone that shot with me can vouch for my talent. Anyone who knows my track record can vouch for my talent. So it's like you gotta have accolades. You don't have to have accolades. You don't have to have accolades, but you have to have a resume. And your resume doesn't even have to be from known talent. It just has to be showing your work. If you want to show like, hey, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. So it's like for me, I make sure that my rate is valued now because of what I brought to the game and who the people that can vouch for me, like yourself. It's like, bro, like you got me doing shit that I'm like, bro, I know I can't do this, but you know what? And I said this to you the other day. I'm like, bro, you put me in a scene that I was set up to fail technically, and I was like, bro, but you was like, you said I asked you because I knew you wouldn't let me down, and I'm like, all right, you see this, you see this.
Put that cape on.
That big J on there. You know how to get the Jordan on. You know what I mean? So it's like it's the S on the chest, right? And it's like, damn, my man's is like, my bro's telling me, yo, I need you for this. Go deliver. I'm like, bet. I don't know how I'm gonna figure it out. And I did it. So it's like that stuff right there. And the things that we did for SBU when like, being conscious of the female talent. When you told that story to Rome, and you were just like, bro, like I ain't never see a male talent do like that. So when you have these things that you're doing in these scenes, it's like I'll let the work speak for myself. And that's why my race gets this, because it's like, okay, anyone can do this. Anyone can do that. But can you walk and talk? Can you, if you want a scene for me just to do this, fine, it's still the same rate. But if you want to, utilize my gifts, my abilities, then you should probably do so. Now, granted, depending on what it is, you might have to come up with something, but it's like, it's the ROI. Like you think about it as a talent speaking here, because you guys been talking about camera stuff, But as a male talent, and you guys are male talent as well, so you know it ain't cheap to get tested. It ain't cheap to go and do so. It's like, bro, like if I get do one scene, I'm barely making my bread back, if that. So it's like, all right, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to figure this out and get my money's worth because of the ROI. And no disrespect to you, Manfury. It don't matter if you got an MBA, doctorate, or anything. Motherfucker, you gotta get your ROI. And if people rather get their ROI in clout than actual money. And it's like, why not go get both? The clout's gonna come. And I said this to Tech, and I was like, bro, I haven't even gotten my secondhand clout yet. My stuff is just word of mouth, and people just like, yep, he's good, he's good, he's good. No, you can trust him. He's respectful. No, he's reliable. Oh, and then it's like, there you go.
Can I tell the story? So, Manfury, so we're in Jersey, and I'm in the room with Jordan. And I'm like, oh, who you just shot with? He's like, oh, I just shot with such and such and such. I'm like, oh, did you? He's like, yeah. Hey, yo, you just shot with my man? They're like, yeah, that's your people? I'm like, yeah, woo. Jordan didn't even know who I knew. I mean, direct phone. No. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So, and then once we linked up and then they realized Jordan knew me, then they started to be like, all right, hey, let me introduce you to this person over here. Let me introduce you to this person over here. Let me do this. Because what the nasty say to you, Jordan? Oh, Tech fucks with you?
Yep. Like, oh, you with Tech? Then you good then. Because he don't put his name on anyone. So it's just like, I'm like, and I'm sitting there new, like, the hell does that mean? What's it got to do with me? But it's like that connection goes so far, and it wasn't even just the talent that I was bringing. It's not even trying to toot my own horn. It was just the way I carried myself. You know what I mean? It was more than that. It's like you're getting more than just someone that's like, oh yeah, I'm good. Oh yeah, I could do this. I got this. I got that. Like, nah. And you can talk your shit on your own time, but let the other people speak for you. And when other people start speaking for you, it's like, damn. Like I got tagged in a post the other day. People like, oh yeah, you looking for a male talent. This is him. This is him. Get him there. And a lot of people just don't understand that. And it's like, once you start doing that, then you can start building your rate. Then you can start creating the rate that you need.
Yeah, I've never heard Michael Jordan call himself the GOAT.
You don't got to.
You don't have to.
That's the thing.
That's the thing is like, you don't coin yourself whatever it is. Other people supposed to coin you
exactly
for what they're
going to coin you. They're going to coin you for who you are because your record's going to
make your own call sign.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't do that. Like you could try. Some people might do it just because, and some people will laugh. You the GOAT? Yeah, that's funny. That's adorable.
Right. So what do y'all think about some of the rates that you've personally heard from some of these day one people?
My biggest thing is, like I said before, they think they're worth this. Don't get me wrong. Do I think there should be a minimum floor for everybody doing our job? Yes, of course. But I was like, I have a friend who's in mainstream porn. He's a production agent, a production manager. And he's like, look, so-and-so gets paid this. I was like, what? Right?
Oh, so you're shocked when you hear what mainstream is paying some of these girls.
Right. So then when I hear someone come, I'm like, you're not even on that person's level. What makes you think I'm going to pay you that much? Like, you're not, you are not, insert Hollywood actor's name here, that person. Yep. I am not paying you that. I'm going to pay you what I can, but I am not paying you that.
Yeah, I've been told. I mean, Jordan's seen it because I've shared a lot of stuff with him, but I don't know when, how, or whatever. That $1,000 is the go-to number for everything.
That's what mainstream things are paying. So people just hear it.
You'll be surprised. Mainstream, depending on who you are, mainstream's not even paying that.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, from what I know, and this is me being newer, and you guys have more experience in this, but from what I know, certain people, depending on who, have always been paid this rate even back then. And the reason why I know is because, I know, right? So it's like these girls go like, well, my friend that, I met her at the strip club, or I do this and that. Well, she's getting paid 1,000, and my pussy's wetter than hers. Oh, good. Do you look like her? Right. No, you don't. Because you know what? When it comes down to when it's action, that red button hits. No one knows how wet it is. No one knows how good it is. Because you know what? No one cares. They just want to see how good you can take it, how good it looks.
The performance part.
The performance
part of the job.
The performance of it.
And that's that's what I'm saying, right? I hate when I pay a rate to get a lackluster scene.
Yeah. It's rough.
Hate it. I'm like, hold up, you tooted your horn and you said you the freakiest of the freaky. There's no one more freakier than you, and you get on penis. My set and you act like a nun.
Ooh, penis. Ooh, yucky.
right.
No, not my face.
Right. No. Like, what happened? Like, what happened to all this conversation? Or me and Jordan personally know. We say, this is what we need you to say. This is how we want you to be. Action. And they're the total opposite of what we told them we needed.
So this, to me, is the performance part of the job that people seem to forget. It's like there's a performance part of the job. If I told you my specs of what I needed and you don't deliver, why would I hire you again?
And Manfury, that's why I said what you get with me is the complete package. And this is like, you see these things like, okay, I need you to be some sultry teacher to seduce the student, right? And they'll be like, hi. Okay, class is in session now. No one wants to hear that. And like what Tech was saying, we had a girl, we wanted her to be mean as hell.
And she was nice.
She was nice. Like, I'm like, hey, can I do this? She's like, I guess, like, no, be a bitch. Be like, 10 minutes ago off camera, you were really mean to someone talking about other people. You had the gift of the gab. As soon as the thing is like, deer in the headlights. Oh shit, you know what I mean? And it's just like, bruh, there's levels to it. There's levels to it, and you see why certain things just don't work.
Yeah, I think like it's trying to piggyback off some of that. Is that just full disclosure? I'm probably the oldest person on this talk right now, but
go ahead, old man.
Not by much though.
Come on, old timer.
Not by much.
So I remember from when I was a kid, adult films were actually films.
Oh, they were full length.
They were full length films. There was acting. Right. And now I think people are just wanting to smash, which is fine too. So I am not just all that's fine. But I think that gets in the way of the performance part of what you guys are talking about, is that they're so used to smashing that when you tell them to do the performance part, nobody knows what to do.
Which is fine if that's what it calls. That's fine if that's what calls for it. But we ain't moving that kind of route though.
But you can't ask for Scarlett Johansson prices. And you're fucking a Tubi actress.
She said Tubi. I'm out.
Like action.
I mean, right. Like, do you want to go down the street and rob this bank? Like, what? You can't do it. Like, there's no. And I think that's the biggest problem. Like you said, Jordan, I hear so-and-so said they make this, and then I'm like, so anytime a girl say, well, my friend says I can make this. I'm like, have your friend ever been in the industry? Yeah. How long ago? 10 years ago. Really? What did she do? She was on Bang Bros. Oh, really? Because everyone been on Bang Bros. So tell me another one that she's been on. Yeah, and did she do one film? That's it? Cool. How is she a subject matter expert on any of this.
Nope, there's levels. The things change. Times change.
But like you said, though, heck, I think it was on one of the spaces we're on. People like to do the I thing. I got paid this. I did this. And I'm like, great for you.
Good job.
But that's not the whole of what actually happens.
Right.
You are the one in a million. Right. You're not the norm. And most of us are the norm. So no, we're not going to pay you that.
And even Go-Go at that same time bust a lot of people's bubbles because she said, no, if you at this level, between this is what you get paid. If you're at the level above this, this is what you get paid. If you're the level above that, this is what you get paid. You know what I mean? And it's very frustrating because I often say there's a difference between self-work and business work. I'm not rolling up to Burger King and
they for $30 an hour.
Right. I'm not walking in and be like, yo, to flip them fries, yo, I need 50 bands. They're going to look at me and be like, 50 band your ass up out of here because we ain't paying you that.
Yeah. And here's the thing.
Now my self-work, I might think I'm the dopest fry flipper ever.
Yeah.
But then they're going to ask me a couple questions, right? Have you ever worked at a fast food restaurant? No.
No.
Have you ever done this? No.
No.
Have you ever done that? No. All right. So this is what we're going to... This is what we're offering. Take it or leave it.
And there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, this is my number. But it's like, you got to be realistic with yourself. You have to be understanding of this is what it is. If this is a going rate and you feel like you're worth more than that, this is the reason why this is a beautiful industry. Go make your own shit.
Right.
Get your own shit.
You know, the biggest thing I try to tell people is ask people, what is your budget? You know,
and there's nothing wrong.
I tell people, this is my budget. This is what I'm working with. Like, so if you want me to pay you more, that means I'm not feeding you. Right. I'm not picking you up from the airport because
figure it out. We'll see you when I see you. This is the rate. Cool. And you know what though, Tech and Manfury, like you guys as cameramen and producers, when it comes down to it, like I will say for me as a talent, and I see things on both sides because I deal with you guys. Like for me as a talent, you definitely got to know your worth. Because why would you settle for anything less? If they're lowballing you and you know that you have the credentials, then definitely like it ain't worth your time. There's no reason to settle. You charging up, huh?
Yeah.
So like, what's it called? You gotta plug in Professor Xavier. so what's it called? So it's like, yo, like when I think about things, when we're talking, it's like, as a businessman, there's nothing wrong with saying no or counter offering, because if you do that, people may respect you. But it's like if you're like, no, how about this? I need $1 million, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like you had them at like, hey, I want to renegotiate. But it's like there's levels to it. Like for me personally, like moving forward with any company I'm working with, if you're utilizing certain things of my images, and I made the post today, I want a piece of the pie because that's gonna be there forever. I want to read this contract. People ain't reading these contracts, and that's the problem. Like, you're not going to use my likenesses because you know what, Tech? I'm going to show you something right here. This is a check. You know what? This is a residual check that just came in the mail today. We'll talk about it on another time. But you know what that means. That means something that I did, I'm still getting paid for it. And here's the thing. It may not be the same as it was 10 years ago when they're offering certain types of rates and residual opportunities. But the thing is, why would you, like, if you're as a talent, and this is speaking to talent who may ever want to see this, it's like, you get paid your rate one time, that's it. But the company that you work for is going to continue to get paid off of that face that comes on that website. That's yours. So it's like a lot of people will trade that in for that. You know, what we talked about first, that big word, that clout. And it's like, bro, no, you ain't going to use me. You're not going to use me for the next 10 years. Fuck that. Now, granted, you have to take your losses to make your gains, but the whole point of it is return on investment. And a lot of these people ain't thinking with the same mindset. And they just rather, oh, show, look at me, I'm on TV. Oh, look, it's me. Hey, I said, what you say, Tech? Pick me, pick me, pick me,
pick me, pick me, me.
So it's like you thinking these things like, no, like if I'm talking to Tech, and I'm not saying this in general, but I'm saying overall, I'm like, Tech, if you're like, yo, I want to get you on your on set, and I look at the contract and you're like, I can use XYZ to this date till this date, I'm not signing it unless I feel comfortable with it. And I can counter offer like, hey, but you could be like, no, we're good. And that's the whole beauty of the industry and the business. You can either come to the middle, can't come to an agreement, and it's like you got to stand on your own. But a lot of people rather just settle or shoot themselves in the foot because they think they're worth like, Maitland Ward money. You ain't her. You just another. Never mind. You're just another person that does this.
And I think that's the biggest thing. I think you hit the nail on the coffin. It's a business. Business is, as much as people want to think business is a rainbows and skittles out your ass, business is a very dirty game.
Well, business is amoral. That's what it is. People understand business is amoral. It's amoral.
Yeah. It has no feelings. It has no bearing. It has no nothing. It is. Well, if I do this, am I going to make this?
Yeah.
That's as simple 100%. As it is.
100%.
That's as simple as it is. And a lot of people getting in here with so much feelings because if someone turns you down, why you butthurt? Sometimes it means you got to go back into the lab, focus on your craft, and then come back bigger and better.
Or people understand sometimes it doesn't fit in that person's schedule.
It's not the right time. It's not the right time.
No, right? And people, for some reason, I think, heck, you and I, because we've been in the military so much, we get told no so much. I always tell people when I start working with people, I go, if you want to say no, you're not going to hurt my feelings. It's A-okay. So don't feel bad if you say no. I get more
pissed when you're dragging the chain out and like maybe possibly, let me think about it. Just tell me no. Because guess what? I might have a specific project with you in mind. And because you're dragging this chain, now I can't go and look for someone else that could fill this slot. Trust me. And that's back to business. Supply and demand. There's way more supply in this industry than there's really, truly demand for it, right?
Yep.
And don't think because your rate is whatever this is that I can't find someone to do it cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah. And you might get it for free.
And sometimes better.
True. They just need an opportunity. Sometimes people just need an opportunity.
Right. Because if you're talking about $1,000 blowjob, you got to suck my balls through my urethra at that point.
He said suck the grandkids out of them.
3 generations.
he said put me in a shadow realm.
Because I know for a fact, I've been in the game quite some time. I know for a fucking fact I'm not making that money back.
Right.
It's case by case. And it's like you got it. It's the return on investment at the end of the day. And a lot of these people they just think that they're worth more than what they are. And it's, hey, you're allowed to think that. You're absolutely entitled to your opinion, but you're also allowed to think that you're not worth it. And that's just the reality. But it's like you gotta be real with yourself. Like as a talent, are you able to do this? Are you able to do that? If you can check all these boxes and more, then talk your shit to prove your rate because you know what you're worth.
Also, if you just stop saying yes to everything just to get the check.
That's what people do.
Stop saying, "Oh yeah, I'll gobble the balls and do all this." Pause. Just so I'll be like, "Okay, well you're hired." And then when you come up here, you be like, "Yeah, I don't deep throat at all. I don't. You don't deep throat." We had a whole conversation about this. I said, "Face fucking. What you think I'm gonna do?"
Yeah, like
fuck around.
Like being the cameraman, this too. Heck, I hear women say, or men, "Oh, I do anything." I go, "Be careful when you say that, because what does that mean when you say anything?" Don't
Hey,
say anything.
Can you eat that piece of shit out of that dog's ass later tonight?
Hey,
And
I
then,
done made a girl eat some other girl's throw up because she said she's about whatever.
I remember that story. Yeah.
So
Next
heck,
subject, please.
you
Can we
was
go to
talking
next
about
subject,
the
please?
yeah, we just go there. Yeah.
Please,
Huh?
Tech. Can we go to the
No,
next subject now?
Yeah.
before I say heck, I was going to say when you talk about the $1,000 blowjob, I remember I had a talent hit me up to take her photos, and I gave her my price. She goes, "No, no, Lenny, you're going to pay me, and I'm going to get the photos too." And I was like, "No." I was like, "Why would I pay you and give you the photos?"
Because some guy with a camera did the same shit. 100%. I had someone I paid was like, yeah, can I get some of the images from my portfolio? I'm like, no.
No.
Why? And then she was like, well, I guess I can't promote it. Okay.
It wasn't for you to. This is not what we agreed upon.
100%. But there's so many people that are just oblivious to anything that's really truly business. Like, I think they should at least take business 101 before they start talking and spewing whatever nonsense that they want to spew, because this ain't a free for all. And if we really look at the current times right now, the economy is not what it used to be.
Mm-mm.
Money ain't falling like that no more. PPP
Mm-mm.
loans have stopped. You know what I mean? Like, so where y'all getting this money from? Where? Because I've seen so many girls like, I just want to get paid, 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 paid. How you always getting paid, but you the
But you
brokest
broke.
person out here?
Yeah, that's true.
And with that, we're gonna take another break. We're back on this whatever show. I don't know. Maybe I might name it the whatever show. Who
Whatever
knows?
show.
The whatever show. We're gonna be featured on Opulus Radio. Go ahead and get that app now, Opulus Radio. If you can't find the app, go into your browser history, type it in, it'll pop up. So the last topic that I think I want to talk about is I don't know. I just switched it up.
It's like an ad lib.
I know. I'll bring this one up. Nah, this one's too soft. I want to.
Come on, make it good. Let's go.
Oh, you ready? You ready for the heat? Okay.
Bro, I'm ready
Is
for
a
the
hot
heat.
dog a sandwich?
Hey, man, figure, get the fuck out of here.
All right. Shit, okay. All right, I'm going to throw two out there. Y'all pick one. One, why do you think women like bums?
Come on.
Two, why when men show emotion, we soft?
Like both of them are so deep inherent in bullshit. So
yeah.
let's just go with the emotions for men. Because if we do it the other one for women, because my thing is, when you say women go for bums, I like to say people, because people are fucking stupid. Because niggas do the same shit too, So I'd rather go with the emotional one.
Okay. So, why, when a man's emotional, he's soft? He's not hard enough for the person that he's with or in that situation. Why do you think that is? Why, when we show vulnerability, all of a sudden we're no longer, it's almost like when we're vulnerable, we're no longer the man that they wanted to be with or whatever the case may be. Why is that a thing?
I think that's just a societal issue from the dawn of time. That's what I think that is. And it's just been engraved in us is that if a man shows any type of emotion, that he's soft, he's a girl, anything it can be. I think it's changing a lot now. I mean, just let's think about it. Let's look at movies. If a nigga hugs, niggas hardly ever hugged each other. If it was a man hug, It was never the whole.
It's one hug. It's one hand. Yeah.
So I think that it's all to do with. I hate that fucking word. Toxic masculinity. It's that if I do this,
it's such a blanket term, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why I think when they're trying to win an argument. It's only used when it's trying to win an argument. And no one's ever been able to explain to me what it is. If you ask 10 different people, you're going to get 10 different answers. So, Mr. Wright?
It's weird, man. I think all three of us have different backgrounds. I kind of want to divulge, just like veer off a little bit. It's kind of like you said, Manfury. It's like it's that enigma that's always been there from what we've grown up with, and it's like I've grown up in the hood, but I don't look like or sound like someone I grew up in the hood. Well, there's reasons for it. One, I try to pride myself to be an educated brother. Two, you see the homies getting murked off left and right. Like, I'm pretty sure we can all sit and say that either we've been shot at or have been in a situation where like we shouldn't have been there because we were young tykes, you know what I mean? So the thing is, what we see as these young boys is the dope boys, the ones that get all the girls. So it's like the dope boys are acting like they're so tough and this and that. They got all the girls, they got the money, they got all these things. So it's like when you are quote unquote a nerd, the only safe spot you really got, and which the route I took was an athlete, being a high school athlete, playing college ball. So you get these opportunities to be something else, but it's like you're not looked at as soft because you're playing a sport. But it's like if you do anything else, like if I want to be a competitive video gamer, if I want to be a skateboarder, like, bro, you black, what the hell are you doing? You can't do that. You can't do this and that. So when you're showing emotion, because just like I think one of the things is also like I sing. So it's like when people go and like, oh, he's showing emotion. Oh, he think he Drake, right? So then it's like, well, when first Drake got out there, if it wasn't that Wayne cosign, people would have been like, he's just one of those, trying to be Ja Rule on steroids type of cats, right? But it's like you start listening that my man got bars. He can flow. He don't have to talk about in the streets. So a lot of these stigmas come from what people want to portray. It's like, all right, if you see this person get this and that, why not be like this? And it's like, oh, and then it's like we can't accept the other things, like we can't accept black men being gay, pretty much. We can't accept like these are a lot of things that we can't accept in the culture and society because of what these things are brought on. Now, whatever you do in the bedroom with another person, that's up to you. That ain't my business. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't be one to judge somebody because you don't have a right to say so because you got to look in the mirror first. Just how we live in humanity where women are looked at as hoes and they fuck a bunch of dudes, whereas men, we fuck a bunch of women. We're kings. We're gods. So it's like, how can we really judge somebody for the things that they do? And granted, I have my own metaphors in my head. Like I can go with the key and door metaphor when it comes to women.
Hey, that came to me. The kung fu metaphor.
It's like you want the master key that can open up multiple doors, or a door that as a woman that everyone can open up, easily access. Now, granted, it is all these things that are stigmas, but at the end of the day, just to wrap up my point on the topic, it's that we allow these things to confirm society, and we allow that to consume who we are. But at the end of the day, once people start becoming who they are and start accepting for who they are and going to be, like, all three of us are different types of black men. I'm a tall, skinny black dude. You're a bigger dude. Manfury, you're a shorter dude. You can't change those things. So why try to do stuff like, I'm pretty sure y'all seen this when dude literally like cut his like he got surgery to make him taller.
Oh, on South Park?
No,
no. I know. So before I know what you're talking about, Jordan, but here's my thing with that. I don't know how I feel about that because
like what
women can get breast implants, BBLs, all that stuff to enhance them, but that dude got the strength and to make him taller. And I read some of the comments. Women were clowning that nigga, and I was just like,
"Oh, you talking about the rapper that got his?"
No, he's not a rapper. He was just.
I don't know what
dude.
He is. He's just a regular dude. But he became like 5'6" to 5'8", or like.
No, he went. Well, there was another rapper who got he was a chubbier dude, and he technically got a BBL or got abs put on, and they did the same shit, clowned him.
So, and I know what you're saying here, Manfury. What I'm breaking down is we're talking about the topic of like black, like men, showing emotion. We're showing like how men can be different things. Women, literally from the dawn of time, have never been themselves. Let's just be honest.
Oh shit!
There's always some type of makeup, some type of facade.
I wish I had
that
a bomb drop sound.
So, like, no one's going to sit here and be like, you know what? Whenever we look at some of these, let's just say, and this is funny, the Marilyn Monroes, right? So Marilyn Monroe, you're not going to see her without that little dot on her face, with that blonde curly hair, or the iconic footage of her.
Yeah,
she's always dolled up. Dolly Parton. We're talking Dorothy Dandridge. I can go on and on. These old iconic women. Pam Grier. You're not seeing them in the basic stuff. We're not talking about the Queen Latifahs. We're not talking about the Erykah Badu's, because these are the most natural women. But what we are talking about is these women that are always here. So, Manfury, I hear what you're saying about like women getting these things because they feel like it's going to work and help them. And the thing is, the same thing is in this industry is dudes that get the dick surgery. Well, you know what? Instead of being 7 inches, I'm going to be 12 inches now. Now, granted, if it works for you, it works for you. But what we're saying is we're staying on the top is like, yo, you should accept who you are and fuck that outside noise. And it's hard. It is hard because it's like you need the point break is you need a support group. I can go and call Tech and tell Tech, yo, I'm not feeling it today. I feel off, bro. Why? What's wrong? He will listen to me. And you need to find these things. And I think that if we can become a more inclusive group with society, with each other, like and I'm gonna end it right here for me. I was talking to a talent that reached out to me before I was in it, like when I got into the game, and he was asking me about a female I shot with, and he got like, I got like 100 followers, and he saw that I shot with someone. He's like, yo, like, hey, can you? I seen you shot with XYZ. Can you give me some like a background on them, make sure they're cool? I'm like, yeah, like I'm like, he's like the husband seemed kind of weird. I heard things. And I'm like, no, I got you. And I don't know this dude from a can of paint. And he followed me, show love. And then probably as a year or two passed, now I'm in like second year, he's like posting stuff like, hey, who can I talk to? We're not in this industry. And I've never met the cat. But as another brother, I was like, hey, he didn't even respond to my DM. Maybe he was cool. But I said, hey, if you need someone to talk to, I got you. And I think if we become more inclusive on these things, and you've seen cats get canceled, and I've seen you reach out to cats. These are the things that we need as society, but we don't. Some people just think it's like, oh, he's all right. But it's like, we don't know how to say, hey, I need help. And, I'm the first to admit, when it comes to this industry, and granted, I'm blessed to have a tech, but it's like, you got to be open. And it's the first step is like, hey, I trust you. Hopefully you can trust me. I need you, because there's certain days where I'm like, I don't know what else to do besides talk to someone else. And I think once we become more inclusive, we can all win.
So you bring up a good point, and I didn't want to go that deep with it, but
my bad.
However, do you feel us as a community, as a culture, have each other's back like that, where we could feel safe enough to reach out and say, hey, I need someone to talk to, and someone not clown you, but come and say, yo, bro, hey, let's go and hit this, let's go to the beach, or let's talk about what do you need? Do you think that we really have that support as Black men to be able to comfortably do that? Because
so are we talking about in this industry?
Yeah, I think he's talking about period.
In general? Go ahead.
In general, no. In general, I don't think so. As a whole, no, I don't think so. Not at all. I think individually, I think we do. This is the reason why I say in general that we don't. I heard about that Kevin Gates shit, right?
Which one?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So there's a thing out there that Kevin Gates Kevin Gates smashed a TS, but she didn't tell him she was TS, right? So all of a sudden, people were saying Kevin Gates is gay, clowning him, and all this other stuff. So to me, that's why I'm saying, as a whole, I don't think we do. Like you just brought a thing earlier about Black people being gay, all that other stuff. I don't think as a whole we are. I think individually, yes. You know, I know if like Heck and I talk sometimes. I know if I really need something, I can talk to Heck.
Yeah.
I know that. You
Yeah.
know, like for me, not to go off point, but I make it a point when I talk to my best friend, I call him my brother. Before I get the phone, I tell him I love him. I don't say love you, dog. I tell him, hey, Carlos, I love you. You know.
Yeah.
I think I think society, it's there, but it's small. It's a small community because there are people like that. Because if that wasn't the case, we both, like Manfury just said, and myself, we wouldn't be like, I can call you or you can call Carlos, right? Um, it's small, but it's there. And it's just like I think a lot of times we give the outside community power they don't actually own. So like
Right.
Kevin Gates smashing a trans is his, if that's what he did, that's what he did. Now, granted, if we allow these people with these social platforms, and this can go super deep. We allow these people with these social platforms to be able to dictate how we feel about something. If you want to fuck a million trans women, that is your decision. Who cares? It's your dick. It's wherever you put it. If
Right.
you are going to fuck a million women, it's still your dick and where you're going to put it. But at the end of the day, people are always going to judge. Like, damn, bro, you for the streets. Well, kind of have to in this industry. But Kevin Gates, oh, I'm a world for now rapper. Like, kind of comes with the territory. So it's like, but the thing is, what we do in this new day and age is we give people that literally have no followers, live in their mom's basement, doing whatever they can, the power to say something that's going to make someone like, you know what, I can't life anymore. I can't do things anymore because this person went on a keyboard and said, "Oh, you are gay, you fuck the trans," and it's like once we take that power away, and that's when things become better. But we keep allowing people to control the narrative of what things should be instead of what we need. And I think that's why when people pioneer like the things where we're working on tech in this industry, and then what people like Drake creating music that the way they want to make it, even Kanye West, even though he like shit crazy as hell in art, but he still made his shit the way he did, and he was rapping about lyrics. Like, bro, I still remember he said mayonnaise colored bins. I pushed Miracle Whips. People writing dimes, bro. He was throwing bars out, and it's like, but he wasn't talking about drug, sex, and money.
Right.
But
Right.
instead, what songs we're gonna talk about? Drug, sex, and
Drug,
money.
sex, and
And he
money.
made it into a fucking song. Like, bro, that's next level. And it's like what happened is when people pioneer, so you just gotta believe in what you believe in. Man Fury is gonna be always Man Fury. Man Fury can always write Man Fury's ticket. Heck Tech can always write his Heck Tech's ticket. Heck Tech won a fucking award for making Heck Tech's ticket. And people were probably, that's weird as fuck. You know what? You know what Heck Tech's? I want to thank the Academy. I want to thank, and no one, they can't say like, damn, that motherfucker won an award off that weird shit. Yeah, he did. How you feel about that? And what happened was we start taking the power back. And once you start taking the power back off of someone else's words, it doesn't hold anything. And you learn these things as you grow, but it's like some people just don't have the power to fight back with their work instead of fight back with the keyboard. And I think once we change that, brothers, I think we have something. We can definitely make it happen.
I tell people, go ahead.
No, I would say I think that for me, just like I used to go see a psychiatrist a lot. Even doing that, all the people in my family are like, "Why are you seeing a psychiatrist for? Are you fucking crazy? Are you
because
fucking
black
crazy?"
people in the black culture seeing a shrink is like, the fuck? What are you doing? Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. Yeah, they think it's weird.
But like you said, Jordan, I felt comfortable myself. Like, hey, I actually have health care. I can actually go talk to somebody, and I need to talk to somebody. So that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. No, and I often tell people, people always ask me, and we ended here kind of. People always ask me, how am I so comfortable doing what I do, and do this person know, and does that person know? And I tell them, ultimately, I live my own truth, so no one could use it against me.
Yeah.
And I think if more people start living their truth, society as a whole would be better. So with that being said, go ahead and sign off. Manfury, you be first. Go ahead, tell the fans where they can see you, find you at, talk your shit.
You can see me. You can find me on Miniviz, Manfury. You can find me on Clip for Sale as Manfury. You can find me on the X, Manfury Triple X. You can find me on IG as Manfury XX.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Yes, sir. You can find me on the X as Jordan_Wright X. Surprisingly, I didn't even do that on purpose. And you can hit the link tree and you can see all the fun content there. And if you ever need to talk, send me a DM.
Oh, that's so sweet. So, you can find me. I'm Hectic Desires. Like I said, I don't know what the fuck to call this shit right now, but we're gonna be on Opulus Radio. At least once a week, 2-hour shows is what I'm aiming for. I'm appreciative of the opportunity someone gifted me for doing this. We will be on there regularly, at least 52 shows this year. So stay tuned. It's going to be bangers. We're going to talk about hard hitting questions. Everyone thinks just because I do adult stuff that's all I'm going to talk about. And as you could tell, it's not. We talked about many different things tonight. I want to say first, thank you for both of y'all coming on. As soon as I reached out to y'all, both of y'all was like, bet, let me know when, whoop-de-woo. So thank y'all for that. You can find me on all social media at Hectic Desires. You could Google me. You could see me at official Hectic Desires on IG, Hectic Desires Facebook, Hectic Desires Twitter, or I'm sorry, X. You can find me on everything Pornhub, whatever you could Google, it'll pop up for you. And I'd like to thank all the people listening. Like I said, we're going to be on Opulus Radio. Go and download that now, or go to your browser and type it in. I'm not even going to spell it because I'm going to fuck it up. But Opulus Radio.
I just want to say thanks, Heck, for having me on, bro. I really appreciate it.
No, hey, and I think I definitely want to have both of y'all back on at the same time. It was very enlightening because there's some questions that I haven't been able to hit that I think both of y'all would be perfect for. I want to talk about more stuff with us as Black men, and how certain things affect us differently than our counterparts. I think it's going to be very important because, for the most part, when it comes to us Black men, a lot of our issues and how we feel get pushed to the side, and people be like, shut the fuck up, go and do your job, or whatever the case may be. So I think having y'all back on sometime in the near future, I want to tackle some of the harder questions that we'll be able to really, really, really dig deeper on. This is more like I wouldn't say it's a fluff piece, but this is a comfort, see what your comfortability is kind of deal. And I felt like we could have talked about a lot of different hard hitting questions, and we could have rocked out. So I definitely want to have y'all back on. So with
Most
that
definitely.
being said, good night. Y'all have a good night. Safe travels, all that.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Peace.